Well, welcome to my new video. This is not my normal type of video. As you know me, I normally do transmitters and things like that, electronic things. So what I'm going to do is show you one of my hobbies. I'm going to turn this wine kit into this. It's a lovely rosy wine. The reason I'm going to show you this because in the UK wine's quite expensive, unlike France and other places. On our wine we pay £2 levy on each bottle sold, plus your VAT, so there's nearly £2.50 levied on every bottle of wine sold in the UK. So even cheap bottles of wine tend to be about, you know, £5 upwards. Now using this 30 bottle kit, I can make my own wine. I can make a bottle for less than £90 I think. Right, let's start making it. Well, this is the kit I'm going to be doing. It's a 30 bottle kit, a rose. I've used these before, I must have done about 8 or 9 of these. The results are astonishing. So it's a Salmon Grundy's 7 day 30 bottle kit, but I normally take about 2 weeks to do this kit. That's the wine concentrate, nice big container. There's, to start the fermentation we're going to need 3 kilos of sugar, and these are the other things we need. That's it, that's a complete kit. Right, so what we need to do now, I just need to get sterilising. I want to sterilise the containers and all this, and we'll start the kit. But like I say, these kits are astonishing. Very nice wine. Well, this is the basic kit for doing your wine. That's all you need really. A couple of fermenting buckets, your sterilising powder, your hydrometer, taking your specific gravity and your potential alcohol levels, your airlock, an 18-inch mixing spoon, and a siphon. Very handy to have this at the end. So when you're bottling, it makes the job a lot tidier. Spilling wine everywhere. Now next I've got 2 here. This is the main one for the fermenting, because this is a 6 gallon, so you've got a wider gap at the top. Because if you use this one here, which is the 5 gallon, you've only got, you know, a short gap here. So what happens if your you know, your fermentation gets a bit wild, it can spill out through here. You get wine and everything else coming through the airlock. So it's best to use a bigger fermenter. Even though it's shorter, it's a lot wider. So that's the basic kit really. Not a lot, is it? Well, just sterilising everything there. Just leave that on there for about half hour. Just got to make sure everything's spotless when you're doing wine. There's a bucket, I'll give this a good shake. I'll top that up in a minute and just give it a good shake. Just remember to swill everything off, rinse everything off properly after you sterilise it all. Well, just make sure you give everything a good rinse. That's a rinse all that off. We're ready to use. Well, all cleaned and sterilised, ready for use. There's the bucket. Next stage is boiling 5 litres of water. It's going to take a while. That'll take 25 minutes, half hour. Now the water I've used is the cold water out of this tap. But what have you got? That's a bit of a mess now. I've got a filter here, as you can see there. Basically, it's a carbon filter. Basically takes all the chemicals out of the water. All the chlorine smell and various other chemicals they use in water treatments. So the water's totally fresher. And then there's my cat's water. She drinks a lot more water now. I've installed that filter. That's good for your pets. So I'll wait for that to boil. Okay, next stage is adding 5 litres of boiling water to the fermenting bucket and adding our sugar. And let's get that done. Put the top off. We've got to be careful with this. It's boiling water. There we go. Sorry if I get in the way. There's 3 kilos of sugar. Yep. 3 kilos. What I'll do, I'll just put a little bit extra. I'll give that a good stir. Make sure all the sugar's dissolved. Let in there, a little item from the sugar. Show what that is. Look. Give the sugar a good mix. Make sure it's completely dissolved. This is very hot water and sticky water, so be very careful. Now the next thing we're going to add is the grape concentrate. Right, that's mixed in up. So here's the grape concentrate. What you do, you just put some cold water so you get everything out of the container. Give it a quick shake. Right, so that. Let's give that another mix. So what I'm going to do now is top this board up now with fresh water now to 5 gallon. See now, that's 12 litres. Right, one more will do it. No, we're looking for the 4 gallon mark. A little bit more. A little bit over. All I need to do now is just give this a good mix. Next thing I'll do is take an hydrometer reading. Okay, that's topped up now. Alright, the next stage before we add the yeast and the yeast nutriment is to take an hydrometer reading. So basically, I've just took a sample of this wine from the bucket. Concentrated sugar, it's not wine yet. Alright, I'm not sure if you can see that, it might be a bit dark. This is the hydrometer, so I'm going to pop the hydrometer in. Give it a spin. Just give it a spin, make sure there's no bubbles on it. Alright, so we're reading about 1.07. So that's going to go, that's the gravity. Gravity level's at 1.07. So the potential alcohol will be about 11.5, between 11.5 and 12% volume. So that's exactly what I'm looking for. Alright, the next stage is to add the yeast and yeast nutriments, and we'll get it fermenting. Well, let's add our yeast next. This is what converts your sugar and your grey concentrate into alcohol and carbon dioxide. Just open the bucket and just give your packet a flick, just to make sure it's all out. Give that a mix. Right, next thing to add is your yeast nutriment. This helps in the fermenting process, helps to keep the yeast fresh, and you need to read up about this stuff, it's quite a complicated process this, what it actually achieves. That's the yeast nutriment in. Just give it a flick. Alright, we'll just give it a good mix now. And this will be ready for fermentation now. Just put the lid on in a minute, have to give it a good stir and put the airlock on. And we're ready to leave it between 5 and 7 days for fermentation. Well, all I need to do now is seal the lid. Here's our airlock, stops anything getting in and lets the pressure out. So I'll pop that in. That's it. That's it, it's all ready now. So like I say, 5 to 7 days. We'll keep I'll keep a tab on the activity. I'll do a video every day, a short video. Just check the activity of the airlock. Well, all done now. Let it ferment. Well, it's been an hour. Yeah, activity already in the airlock. It's quite amazing. As quick as I've had one of these kits start. I mean, I've waited a day for this type of activity before. Does depend on the weather. It's a bit cooler now. But to be honest, the warmer it is, the quicker this goes. So I'll do a little video each day. Keep an eye on it. Well, day 2. This is just under 24 hours after I put this kit together, and there's plenty of activity in the airlock. See you on day 3. Well, welcome to day 3 of fermentation, and as you can see here, there's a good 5-inch gap here, and this is the bubbles come right up, and now I've got to change the airlock. This is what happens sometimes, and this is a 6-gallon container as well. You see I've got a huge gap. Yeah, I've got the froth and the wine coming up. Let's push all the fresh water out now, so what I'll do, I'll sterilise another airlock. I'll drop that in. I'll have to keep an eye on this now. Well, here we are, day 4. Plenty of activity. So it's every 6 seconds that's cycling around, or quicker. Oh, it's day 4. It's not coming through the airlock now, thank God, it makes a right mess. Well, here we go, day 5. Airlock now slowed right down. Yep, about 1 every 30 seconds now. Right, that's slowing right down now. So fermentation should be done in a day or 2 now. I'll check it with the hydrometer, but when the airlock stops activity, it's done. See you soon. Well, here's day 6, fermentation. Yeah, airlock activity now seems to have stopped. So what I'll do, leave it another day, day 7, I'll do an hydrometer reading, and then we can get on to the next stage. Well, day 7 now. I was going to take an hydrometer reading, but I don't know if you've just seen that, there's still a bit of activity still. So I'm going to leave it another day now, it's 7 days now. The weather's a bit cooler now, so. Right, I'll check an hydrometer reading tomorrow hopefully. Well, fermentation stopped now, we're on day 8. What I'm going to do now is quickly take one hydrometer reading. I'll sterilise this cup. What I'll do, we'll just quickly go in. I can see the wine starting to clear, that's a good indication. That fermentation has stopped. Alright, here's a hydrometer. So I'll do, just pop that in there. No, I don't know if I can see that. It's a bit awkward in here. Can you see that? Oh, it's having trouble focusing out. Yeah, round about. It's hard to keep my still. Round about 994. So fermentation's completed. There's no sugar left now in this at all. I'll put that back in. Look, you'll see it sink past the yellow mark. The yellow mark's the bottle mark. Bit awkward to see, but yeah, fermentation now is completely stopped. All the sugar now has been converted to alcohol and carbon dioxide. Alright, we're on to our next stage now. What we're going to do now is add the stabiliser. You see that? Basically what this does, this will, if there's any remaining yeast, this will stop any further fermentation, but I know there's none at all, so you've got to put it in anyway. So pop this in, give it a good stir. Right. Now once we put that in, our next one is this thinning agent. We use two agents with this kit, the positive and negative. This is the first part, this is the negative charge. What we'll do is pop that in, this will help clear the wine. This wine kit normally will clear the wine with the two fining agents, thinning agents. We normally clear the wine in about a day or two, but I'll leave it for 4 or 5 days. What I do now is just give this a good stir. Well, make sure you sterilise all your equipment. Just give this a good stir now. And our next stage after this will be degassing. Just got to remove all the gas. Well, it was a clear wine, it was pretty clear just, but because I've given it a good mix and I've disturbed all the sediments at the bottom now, it's gone cloudy again now, but that's not a problem. It'll soon settle. Well, you can actually see. Still the bubbles there, we'll get rid of them shortly. Just pop the tap back on for a minute. Just leave it a few minutes and we'll degas it. Okay, next stage is very easy. All we've got to do now is degas the wine. Just take out the gas. You can do this on a more ways, you can do it with the drill attachments. But the easiest way I do it is pop off the airlock and just give the container a good shake. Just I've got my thumb over the seal for the airlock. Near the gas coming out. We'll just give the container a good shake. Do this for about 3.5 minutes. And that normally get rid of all the gas. Oh. That smells lovely, that doesn't it? when you're doing this, just make sure your container's fully sealed around the edges, the lid. It'll make a mess if it isn't. This is a solid container I got from eBay. It's completely tight. Completely watertight it is. So you can hear that less gas coming out now. Right, I'll do that for about another minute or two, and that'll be fully degassed. Well, I'll see you at the next stage. Okay, it's been an hour now since we degassed the wine. Bubbles are settling down now, so we've got most of the gas out of that. We can always give it a shake towards the end. Now this is the second thinning agent. Can you see that? This is the positive charge. So what we'll do, we just add that, and I think we've just got to stir it for 30 seconds, I believe. I'll just took the top off there. With this kit there's three thinning agents. Two of the same, smaller packets, and this is the larger packet. So just make sure it's all out. Just fold the packet over. And as much as out the packet you can. Alright, we'll just give it a gentle stir for 30 seconds. Alright, just pop my top on now. I'll pop that spoon back in the sink to sterilise. Okay, we've only got one or two chemicals left now. We've got the second thinning K, so we'll just pop that in. Give it a good squeeze, make sure everything's out. Right, and then we've got our last thing we're going to put in there is our compound. Just give it a stir for 30 seconds. And we can put this in a cool place then, ready to clear. Once it's cleared, we can get ready to put this in a new container and sweeten it and bottle it. Just give it a quick stir. Alright, just pop our top on now. Put this container somewhere cool now. When you're waiting for this to clear, the cooler the temperature, the quicker it'll clear. Like I said, this might clear in a day, but I'll leave it about 4 or 5 days. Right, okay, next stage. Well, One's clear now, as you can see. You can just about see through that container now. And you see at the bottom, there's the sediment. There's just over ½ inch of sediment at the bottom there. So what I'm going to be doing now is transferring that to this clean bucket. I'll siphon that through there, and what I can do then is just sugar it then and bottle it. Right, let's get siphoning. Alright, as you can see now I'm siphoning from the fermenting bucket now to the clean bucket. If you come in here, Becky, just look how clear that wine is. Right, it's lovely, that is. Alright, so this will probably take about 10 minutes. Okay, it's transferred now. As you can see there, bucket's full. Now what's left now is just a bit at the bottom from the sediment. See it on there, look. Obviously don't want to pick that up, so we'll leave that. Well, let's sweeten it up now. Alright, now one of the last stages now is just adding my sugar now, just to sweeten it. I mean, some people like the rose wine dry, but I'll just like to add a little bit of sugar. Just going to add 300 grams, well to be honest 290 grams. So I'll sterilise my spoon, like you do with everything. Give it a good stir. There we go, we'll just give that a good mix now. And this will be ready for bottling. What I'm going to do is let it set on for half hour, give it another 2-minute mix, and we're ready for bottling. You can see how clear that is now, can't you? Cleared very well. And this is day, what is it now? 7 days fermenting. This is day 13. Even though it's a 7-day kit, fermentation took a little bit longer than normal because we're having cooler conditions here in Birmingham, UK. And to be honest, cooler conditions are better for clearing. Alright then, we'll just leave that for a bit now. That's all ready for bottling in a bit. Well, this is the 30 bottles I'll be using. These are some of my bottles and family and friends. I don't drink this much wine. We've got 30 bottles now. So these got to be sterilised. So I'm going to pre-rinse them, sterilise them, and give them another 4 rinsing. That's it, they've just all been pre-rinsed. I just pre-rinsed them before I use the steriliser. You've got to make sure your bottles are spotless. So all the bottles being sterilised now. I'll sterilise these for about half hour. So, 30 bottles out. Give them a good rinse after. Oh, it's after a 4 rinse now. Leave them to dry out a bit. They'll be ready for use. Well, here goes the fun part. The bottling. Got a tap on this side for now, so makes the job a lot cleaner, a lot easier. How about that? Yeah, there's our first bottle now. A few more to go. Well, here's all the bottles. All done. Out of the old kit we managed to get 29 bottles, which is not bad. We're a bottle short because of the sediment that sits in the bottom of the fermenting bucket. We don't want to use that, do we? So we managed to get 29 bottles, which is not bad. I mean, it's come out a lovely colour. I mean, this is between 11 and 12% volume. So it's, you know, it's a pretty nice drink. I mean, it's not the most expensive kit you can buy. This is like middle of the range. This kit was $19.99 UK money, plus 4 kilos of sugar. I think the 4 kilos of sugar costs £3.40. So you add that up and divide it by 29. Per bottle works out at 80 pence, which is extremely cheap because wine in the UK is not cheap at all. Wine in the UK is probably one of the most expensive places in the world. I mean, we get £2 livered on every bottle plus VAT. That's nearly £2.50. And this is a cheap bottle of wine in the UK, this Blossom Hill. And it's still got a price tag on that, can you see? £5.59. So I think I'd rather pay 80p per bottle. I mean, it's a cracking wine. I'll give this to family and friends. I'm just amazed that I've made this myself. I mean, I'm no expert on wine. I've made, you know, I've made about 25-30 kits. Oh, it's lovely. You can't beat it. So why pay £5-6 a bottle? Well, hope you enjoyed that. You know, it was just a video basically showing somebody who's never done one of these kits before how easy it is to do. You know, keep everything clean and follow the instructions to the letter and you won't go wrong. Ideal for parties. You can cork the bottles and store them. Well, hope you enjoyed that. See you soon.